The book, this book, my book, am reading, have read, have been reading, in the cupboard, on the table. All these group of words which do not convey complete sense, these are what we call as phrases. Hold on. Hi and welcome to Alistra. In this lesson, today we are going to talk about phrase and different types of phrases. What is a phrase? Group of words which do not convey complete sense because it does not have a subject and verb combination. As in the first example, we are having book, a book. I have placed before book determiner a. Now this is what is known as noun phrase. Is reading, who is reading, what he or she is reading. Here I am having main verb and I put auxiliary verb before that. So this is a verb phrase. Alone in the room. Now, alone is describing the situation of a person in the room. So it means that when it is describing, so this will become as an adjective phrase. Once a week, it is talking about the time. So that's why this is an adverb phrase. Reading books, breaking the rules. These two, they are having similarities because both they are made from first form plus ing. Reading books, it is a gerund phrase which acts either as a subject or object in the sentence. If I say I love reading, so reading itself would act as an object and it would act as a noun. But contrary to that, breaking, which is made from the same first form plus ing, but here it is a participle phrase, and participle, it always acts as an adjective. Let me give you an example. Participant breaking the rules would be ruled out from the team or from the game. So here, this breaking the rules, breaking is acting as an adjective and describing something to the rules. To stop for today, whenever we put after preposition a form of verb, it would always be first form. And to stop for today, this is an infinitive phrase. My brother Hamza. Here in this example, Hamza is referring back to my brother, which is a common noun, and this is also a type of phrase which is known as appositive phrase. Now focus on this one sentence and try to find out different phrases in this one particular sentence. If you look towards it, the bright orange cat lives in the shed in the garden. First, try to find the first two noun phrase, the bright orange cat. Till this point, here we are having subject, cat, and before that we are having modifiers and determiners. Till this point, the bright orange cat, it is a group of words which do not convey complete sense. That's why, but here we are having cat as a subject, so we are calling it noun phrase. If we look towards the second part of sentence, lives in the shed in the garden. Now here, verb, onward that, we are having in the shed in the garden. So all these are adding meaning to the verb, but it does not convey complete sense. That's why this is a verb phrase. Now emit this word, lives in the shed in the garden. In the shed in the garden. This is a prepositional phrase and this is also an adverb phrase because in the shed in the garden, it is referring towards place. If we omit in from the above mentioned one, the shed in the garden. Now the shed is a noun. And the rest in the garden, it is adding something, but it is not conveying complete sense. That's why again it would become as a noun phrase. If I remove the shed and I leave only in the garden, this in the garden would become as prepositional phrase Also, the shed in the garden, it is referring or it is describing something or the situation of the previous one. That's why it can also be counted as an adjective phrase. In the last, if I remove in preposition and I leave only the garden, that would become as what? Garden is a noun, and before garden I'm having the terminal here, so that's why it would be a noun phrase. In the subject, if I remove cat and I leave only the bright orange, so that would become as an adjective phrase. This is a criteria or procedure through which students they can find out easily how to come to know in a sentence about different types of phrases. And it is really worthy if you find by yourself through these tactics things would become easy for you that how to differentiate in between noun phrase, verb phrase, adjective, preposition, adverbial phrases and so on.